The new film, Just Let Go, is in theaters this weekend. It's the true story of Chris Williams, who, after losing his family in a terrible automobile accident, decided to do the unthinkable. We sat with Chris for this special interview.
So the event that kind of started all this was February 9th, 2007. My family and I were going to get a treat, and in the car with me was my wife, who was about 5 months pregnant, and 3 of my 4 children. And as we started to go under an underpass in Salt Lake City, we saw a pair of headlights coming at us at freeway speeds, and I wasn't able to go left or right or do anything to avert being critically hit, and we were T-boned or hit on the passenger side of the car. And my wife and at least 2 of the 3 children in the back were killed instantly in that impact. So yeah, for the next few months and weeks, actually, it was very, very difficult. You know, while I was in the car, I heard a voice over my shoulder as if it was someone speaking to me, saying the words, "Let it go," or "Just let go." I mean, since it was in my mind, I knew that if I tried to, kind of heal and move forward on my own, that I was going to fail. So I really had to decide at that moment to rely on as a, kind of a self-professed disciple of Christ. I mean, for me, it was about that. That was my way forward. Relying on His enabling power to see me through it. But you're right, I mean, that after that initial decision to let it go, you're faced, at least I was faced with over and over again, kind of the what if, putting a bit of the blame even on myself. What if I had stopped a little bit longer at a stoplight or turned left versus right? What part did God have in this? Should He have prevented what had happened, or, should He be just hands off and then be part of the healing, which is really how it turned out, for me at least. So yeah, you're right, though. There's a lot of questions though that kind of go through your mind naturally as you revisit the events and try to just make sense of it all. So when I did go through the emotions of anger, grief, pain, sadness, I didn't direct those emotions at the young man. I didn't say this is how I feel because of this young man. I just kind of went through the emotions and just let them pass. And that was very healing for me, because some of those emotions are the anger and the desire for justice and everything else. And I think had I directed that at the young man, I would have started, I think, thinking for vengeance or justice. But because I just went through the emotions without directing them at him, they kind of just had to channel themselves just to, for time, just to be healed over time. So in a sense, the more I told the story to individuals, seeing it lift them, the more it started to really have a positive kind of connotation or impact in my life. So it became very cathartic, very helpful to retell that story. And it turns out that's actually a good way to get through grief, is to write it down and tell the story. So when they approached me about the movie, it was a little bit more from a positive perspective. This is going to help a lot of people. I'm in. So first, it's an amazing decision that they, amazing casting that they did. And so when they cast him, that was fantastic. But I think also what was amazing about that is his character as a person. I mean, he's very much one that would forgive as well. And so as he kind of interpreted as an actor this story, I think he did it from a perspective of a lot more empathy than maybe other actors would be able to do, because this is just really the kind of person he would be as well, I believe. It has been an amazing experience just to see the lives that have been touched and changed. And it's kind of been this mini mission in a sense. And I'm very happy to do it. I'm very happy to help people. That was one of the things I struggled, and we mentioned this earlier, that when I didn't have counseling, I didn't have people that I could easily go to. I didn't know anyone that had lost a spouse and children. And so that would have been very helpful, I think. And so that's why I want to put myself out there, is for those that are experiencing loss, or loss of all types and kinds. I want to make sure that they understand that, at least for me, that forgiveness has been very, very helpful, and I hope it's helpful for them.
Why did this happen to me? And I guess I came to the conclusion, why not me?
Again, you can catch Just Let Go in theaters this weekend. For Talking Pictures on Gephardt Daily, I'm Tony Toscano.